Mom guilt is greedy. You know what's the crazy thing about mom guilt? It doesn't stop. It doesn't take a break. You can literally feel guilty for everything, even things that aren't in your control. You get over one wave of guilt and another one hits you. And after a while, you feel like this is just how motherhood is meant to be. But let me tell you, it doesn't have to be. Mom guilt shows up in a tiny 1,000 ways. You feel guilty for missing your child's school play because you had to work, even though that same job keeps a roof over their head. Or when money is tight and you can't buy them quote unquote everything they want, you feel guilty again, like you're not giving them enough. You feel guilty when your child throws a tantrum, and that voice whispers, if I was a stay-at-home mom, this maybe would not happen. I'm not giving them enough attention. It's exhausting. It's relentless. And sometimes the guilt doesn't even make sense. You're doing the right thing, but still that little voice in your head says you could be doing more. Does that ring a bell? Does that sound familiar? Maybe you felt guilty for giving your children screen time so you can catch up on work, on chores, or just take a breather for 10 minutes. Maybe you felt bad for serving something quick for dinner instead of a homemade meal, as if only love counts when it's cooked from scratch. Or you wanting time away, a night out, a solo walk, or even an interrupted shower. Yes, I just want one of those. And then feel selfish for needing it. Maybe you've snapped and raised your voice after holding it together all day. Or maybe deep down you feel guilty for actually enjoying your work, your business, or your creative projects, as if joy outside of motherhood somehow means you're less of a mom. And here's the truth that so many of us don't say out loud. We love our children deeply, that's a given, but we also crave space, identity, peace, and purpose beyond them. And that doesn't make you a bad mom. It makes you human. You know what's interesting? After a while, mom guilt doesn't always sound like guilt. It sounds like I feel bad. I feel bad I didn't stay longer. I feel bad I said no. I feel bad I'm tired. That phrase, I feel bad, is often guilt in disguise. And here is where it gets tricky. Feelings can be misleading. Not every uncomfortable feeling means you've done something wrong. Sometimes those feelings are echoes of old expectations, what you think a good mom should look like. Other times, they are genuine nudges from your values showing you something you want to do differently next time. The key is learning to tell the difference, because when every I feel bad gets treated like a moral failure, guilt becomes the norm, a reflex, almost like a habit, something we slip into automatically because it's familiar, not because it's true. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I feel bad, ask yourself, is this feeling here to teach me something or to trap me in guilt again? That one pause, that one reflection is how you begin breaking the cycle. This is what happens when mom guilt goes unchecked. You start second guessing every decision. You overcompensate, overwork, overthink, all the overs you can think of, and end up burnt out, resentful, and feeling disconnected from the very people you love most. Mom guilt doesn't serve you. It drains you. It keeps you stuck in a loop where no matter what you do, it's never enough. And the cost is high. Your energy, your peace, the joy of being being with your kids because you are too busy replaying what you should have done better. But here's the thing, guilt isn't always the enemy. It's a signal. And when you learn how to use it the right way, it can guide you, not trap you. So I was thinking to myself, why don't dads feel as much guilt? You ever notice how dads seem to move through life without the same guilt shadow following them? They go to work, they're at work. They come home, they're at home. They say they're going out with friends and they just go. No emotional wrestling match or no guilt spiral. Why is this? I did a little bit of digging, and these experts say it's not that fathers never feel guilty. It's that they're conditioned to think differently. For generations, women have been taught directly and indirectly that being a good mom means being ever present, self-sacrificing, and constantly available. Men, on the other hand, were taught that their value came from providing, protecting, and not necessarily being present 24/7. So when a dad goes to work or takes time for himself, it aligns with the social script he was given. But when a mom does the same thing, she's often fighting against that invisible script that says you should be with your kids. Even now, modern dads are praised for helping while moms are expected to do it all. And that difference in language creates a difference in emotional load. So no, it's not that dads don't care. It's that society rarely hands them the same emotional checklist that moms carry every day. And when we realize that, we can stop seeing our guilt as proof of that we are failing and start seeing it as proof that we care too much sometimes. That's the moment we start to rewrite the story. Let's look at 3 mindset shifts that can completely change how you experience mom guilt. Number 1, check the evidence. Ask yourself, is this guilt actually true? Or is it coming from unrealistic expectations? Maybe social media, other moms, or your own perfectionism? Most of the time, the guilt is not based on facts. It's based on pressure you've put on yourself. If a friend told you what you're feeling guilty about, would you judge her or would you comfort her? Treat yourself with the same compassion. Number 2, turn guilt into a signal. If guilt shows up, check the meaning behind it. Sometimes guilt highlights what matters to you. For example, if you're feeling guilty for missing bedtime because of work, maybe you can create a 10-minute morning ritual with your child, reading together, sharing affirmations, or making breakfast your connection time. You don't have to do everything. Just one intentional thing that tells your child, I see you. That's connection, not perfection. Number 3, flip the script. Your words create your world. And that's not a cheesy saying, it really is true. Your words create your world. Instead of saying, I'm a bad mom because I had to work, try this. I'm a mom who's showing my kids what dedication and resilience looks like. Instead of saying, I'm always behind, try I'm prioritizing what matters most right now. This isn't toxic positivity. It's conscious reframing, intentional reframing, because the way you talk to yourself becomes the environment your children grow up in. Well, you might be wondering, does mom guilt stop once the kids grow up? Not really. It just changes shape. When they're small, it's about screen time, tantrums, and not being present enough. As they grow, it's about their choices, their independence, or whether you prepare them enough for life. Some moms even feel guilt when their kids leave home, replaying all the moments they wish they'd slowed down. But here's the truth. Mom guilt doesn't disappear at a certain age. It softens when you change how you relate to it. It loses power when you start responding with awareness instead of self-criticism. Mom guilt will always try to creep in, but it doesn't have to control you. You don't need to live in a cycle of constant, I should have done better. You're already doing more than enough. Your kids, they don't need a perfect mom. They need a present, joyful, and confident mom. So next time guilt shows up, ask yourself, does this serve me or is it stealing my peace? And if it's stealing your peace, choose differently, because the mom your kids need most is the one who takes care of herself. If this helped you, make sure you're part of this space or community, because next we are unpacking something even sneakier: when gratitude turns toxic. You'll want to hear that one. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next one.